Now we are here at Unicaf for the first time. We haven't been, featured in our programs at Timveni. So first of all, we'd like to understand, what is Unicaf all about?
Okay. So Unicaf is quite a special university in many ways. In many ways, it's breaking new ground in Malawi. It's what they call an online university. That means that students can take their degree from their homes or while they're working. They don't have to be at the university on the campus to take their degree. All they need is a laptop or a tablet, and they can access the programs. Mm-hmm. So the courses that we run here are available to students who are anywhere in the country, from Msanji to Chitipa. They're available to people that are maybe working and can't attend classes during the daytime. But they're also available to students that want to experience social and university atmosphere. In addition to the classes that are online, we have tutorials here on campus that students can attend, and we also have a number of social clubs and sports clubs that they can participate in. But what makes Unicaf unique is its online programs. Another aspect of our programs that are unique, I think, for a student experience is that we are internationally based. So about a third of our students are from Malawi. About 2/3 of our students are from outside Malawi, elsewhere in Africa. We have what we call a virtual classroom. Okay. It's like a social media network. Maybe up to 30 students and a tutor. So the tutor and the students get to know each other, and the students will be in a virtual network, a classroom, maybe with students from Nigeria, from Kenya, as well as students from Malawi. Mm-hmm. So, and also the tutors are international. They may have a Malawian tutor online, or they may have a tutor from elsewhere online. So the students, they have the flexibility of online. They can get online, they can access books through what we call an e-library. They can study at midnight, they can study at 3 o'clock in the afternoon, they can study on Saturday, Sunday, whenever it's convenient for them.
Okay. Now, here in Malawi, I think most of us, like during my time, we used to get this kind of modules face-to-face handle. How are students really coping? Because honestly, if you ask some people, e-learning is kind of expensive.
Our costs are similar or less than other private universities for bachelor programs. Our costs for master's and PhD programs are competitive, and I think are amongst the cheapest, if not the cheapest, programs. Students do have the additional cost of internet access and data, but at the same time they don't have to travel to the campus, they don't have to leave their homes to live somewhere else, they can earn while they study, so there are balances. So I think if you add up all the costs involved in tuition, online and face-to-face, our online programs are competitive with face-to-face programs.
Well, if you look at the deliverables, or the part of the lectures and also the students who are in this case, the many players in the institutions of higher learning, how is the coordination like?
We have a very well organized system of programs and modules. When the students are taking part in a module, they will have access to the materials that they have to study. Our programs are organized, say we have modules that may last, for example, 7 weeks. So students will study a particular subject for a period of 7 weeks. They will then take tests and exams. If they pass those tests and exams, they'll proceed to the next module. During those 7 weeks, each week's work is separated out for them online. Okay. The material is there for them to read. The tutor is in continuous contact with them, just like social media, like WhatsApp. You send a message, the tutor will respond. So there is a very strong interaction between the students and the tutor. In a face-to-face situation, that interaction happens during the class for 1 hour. Okay. Online, it can happen any time. The tutors will respond within a certain time if the students ask a question. Okay. So we believe that the students get just as much care and attention through this process as they do with a face-to-face program. Okay. The other aspect about the student experience with online is that there is a continuous assessment happening. Say in a regular face-to-face university, you have maybe one set of midterm exams, and you have exams at the end of the term or the semester. With the online program, every week there are some assignments and some things for them to do, and then very regularly they are assessed through assignments that count towards their final grade. So there's a continuous engagement with the tutor. There is continuous assignments, and then as they produce those assignments, there's an assessment back from the tutor with a very detailed assessment of the grade and why they get that grade. Mm-hmm. So we have a full range of support systems in place. We also have quality assurance to ensure that the tutors are teaching the students well, and those aspects.
Okay. I was reading a certain article and I came across some issues to do with Unicaf being registered or being accredited by the British Council. Yeah. Is this good news?
Yes, we're the only university in Malawi to have that accreditation. It's an organisation that was set up in the UK maybe 40 years ago to accredit universities in the UK. And they've expanded so that they now also will offer their accreditation internationally to universities outside the UK. Canada, Australia, also some African countries, some Asian countries. And so as we were applying to get accreditation from the National Council for Higher Education, we also applied for accreditation with the British Accreditation Council. Okay. They visited us and they had some follow-up discussions, and we've been given a full accreditation by the British Accreditation Council.
So you are, you had the requirements that it takes for someone to get this accreditation.
Yes.
Now tell us more about these scholarship programs, because I think I've read a lot about Unicaf. You're offering some scholarship programs. Tell us if someone's really watching us here on Timveni Television and would like to appreciate some of the programs that you're offering.
Yes. So I mentioned that Unicaf has an international aspect. So we have Unicaf University in Malawi. There is also Unicaf University in Zambia. Another Unicaf University is opening in Zimbabwe, and possibly also soon in the near future in Uganda.
Where is the headquarters?
The headquarters is based in Cyprus. So the international aspect means that we have, at one level, there are an international set of fees, dollar fees. But those international fees are too much for African and too much for Malawian students. So we offer partial scholarships that bring those prices down so that they are affordable in Malawi. So essentially you're getting often, if you like, international tuition but at a Malawian price.
Okay. Now, during the COVID-19 pandemic, in Malawi, schools had to be closed for us to contain the situation. I think this might have worked to advantage because most of the students are doing this online.
Yes, our students were able to continue throughout.
Okay.
There was a period where the campuses had to physically close, but because all our students do their programs online, they were able to continue. So there was no disruption to the programs for our students, and we think that maybe some students saw an added value in that and found Unicaf a good answer to their situation. The world is becoming what they call a knowledge economy.
Yes.
A lot of the wealth in the world now, it's based on knowledge. It's based on ICT. It's based on Google or Facebook or these social media platforms that are basically selling knowledge. So somehow the government and the private sector, we have to find a way of enhancing both the number of students that can get education, and also we have to importantly ensure that the quality of that education is at an international standard. And I think that's one of the reasons also why you're seeing a large increase in the number of private universities and private schools. So you have the government system, which is, if you like, the bedrock of the education system, but private universities like Unicaf and others can complement that. If there are potential students out there that are interested in taking higher education, and they should consider Unicaf. They will have a well-structured education. One of the advantages of online education is that we have to have everything very well organized and structured. The materials are there online, the books are there online, the tutors are continuously accessible online, and they will receive as good an education, and we believe possibly better education than they might receive at any other university.
Okay.
They will have to be prepared to be well organized. If you're at a face-to-face university, you have your classes, you attend your classes, you may have assignments, and you have your teachers sort of looking after you to tell you what to do. For online, I think one of the benefits of online is that the students have to learn to be self-disciplined. They have to timetable their time. The work happens, you have an assignment this week or this week, you have to do it. You can't wait a month. You need to organize and plan your time.
Yes.
So we find that our students have that ability to manage their time. They have that self-discipline. Also, we put a lot of emphasis on how to write and present assignments and documents. So, as they start the program, the first courses that they have are what we call induction courses, where they learn how to use the online platform. Before they start any classes, they're taught how to use the computer, how to access the material. For young school leavers, bachelor programs, the first courses that they do are about how to better use the computer, how to use information technology, and how to organize and prepare and write effectively for their assignments. So we are putting a lot of emphasis on the basics as they come in to help them start so that they can proceed. A lot of students are maybe uncertain about whether they will be able to manage the ICT or the online materials. So we put a lot of effort to make sure that they have that capacity before they start the program. So if there are any people that are nervous about that sort of thing, we try to give them as much support as we can.
Okay.
And for those that are more mature and are maybe looking to enhance their qualifications, either with a bachelor degree or a master's or even a PhD, I think they'll find that the Unicaf approach suits them. If they are working professionals, they can find an easy way to, well, it's not easy because they have to do work, but they can balance their life with
studies, yeah.
We provide. And again, I said that we work in these modular systems. So, for example, a student can take a module, but if for some reason they are very busy in a certain month, or they have some financial difficulties in a certain month, then they can wait and they can pick it up later.
Yes.
So there's that flexibility that flexibility is built into the system for the working professional.
Okay. I wanted to ask you, do you provide data bundles? Because you remember recently there was a move, data must before. I'm sure most of the people who were really calling for that were students who are also doing.
Yeah, the cost of data in Malawi it's terrible. I mean, I mentioned that Malawi is one of the poorest countries in the world, but the data prices are amongst the highest in the world.
Yes.
It doesn't make any sense. So, we're very much supportive of any moves that can be undertaken to reduce the cost of data. For students in Lilongwe, we have what we call an e-library. Students can come here, they have access to free internet on the campus. But of course that doesn't help students who are outside Lilongwe.
That's right.
So it's a challenge, but then my argument back to them with that cost is that if you were studying at another university, you'd be having to travel, you'd have to be paying living expenses to maybe stay. If you're doing weekend classes, you have travel costs and other things. So there are some costs, extra costs with online, but there are also costs that students at other universities have that online students don't have.
All right, thank you so much for joining us today.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Thank you.